My name is Sherry Andrea, and thanks for watching. This video is just about why become a Reiki master. There are many different reasons, but first of all, let me explain a little bit about what Reiki is. The word Reiki actually means energy. So to say you are a Reiki healer or to say you are a Reiki master simply means that you are an energy healer or an energy worker. So Reiki means energy. And as you already know, energy is everywhere and everything is energy. So first of all, I want to make it clear. You already had and always had the ability to flow energy. So then the question becomes, why would someone want to become attuned to Reiki? Well, to say you're going to become attuned to Reiki, Kundalini Reiki, ethereal crystal therapy, any of and there's lots of healing modalities that you can become attuned to. What you are doing in becoming attuned to it, any of them, is that you are becoming attuned to a certain energy frequency. I'm going to try to explain this in really simple terms so that everyone can understand it, even if you don't know that much about energy and its workings and what it does and how it does it. Most people understand levels, that there are levels for things. Okay, when say for example, somebody who does psychic readings, maybe they say that they work with angels. Maybe they do angel readings, and the only spirits they communicate with is angels. Well, there's a hierarchy. So angels are at a certain level. They are at a higher vibratory level than maybe other lower level spirits. So now maybe your Aunt Sally who passed over is on, maybe a lower level. So, but then where are the angels? Where are they ascended masters? They're on a higher level than your Aunt Sally that passed over. Higher frequency. Now, we are also, as humans, we are made up of energy. We have an energy field and we have energy centers. We are on a certain level. What level am I on may be different than what level another person is on. Now, this is where you've heard people speak of 3D, 4D, 5D. These are also speaking of levels. What plays into all of that is also where are you at as far as your vibrations. The higher your vibrations, the higher level you're on. Higher your vibrations, the closer you are getting to that higher level, maybe where the angels are at or the ascended masters are at. And then the easier it would be to either communicate with them or to do some type of energy exchange. Now, if, for example, say my neighbor was standing across the street, we could yell back and forth to each other and have a conversation. But let's say she goes further away. Let's say she goes a mile away. Can we still communicate? We could probably both yell at the top of our lungs as loud as we could, but we probably still couldn't hear each other. Well, that's the easiest way and the simplest way for me to explain these energetic levels when we speak of energy being of a certain frequency. So that's what you're doing. You are deciding to become attuned to energy that's of a certain frequency. If you've ever gone on the internet and looked up anything like frequency, like megahertz, like, maybe they'd say, 300 megahertz, that's a frequency for healing, or this one's a frequency that you would want, when it comes to subliminal entrainment audio. This is the frequency you would want if you're working on addictions or if you're working on relaxing, so you can understand a little bit better what we're talking about when we talk about becoming attuned to something. And you can become attuned to anything. I could ask my higher self to attune me to the properties of a rock, the properties of a squirrel, the properties of an ant, the properties of the sun, the properties of the moon. I could ask my higher self to actually attune me to anything. And which leads me to my next point. You actually don't need me as a Reiki master to attune you. If you choose to, you can attune your own self. You can simply ask your higher self to attune you to Reiki 1, 2, and Master, or to simply attune you to Reiki 1, and then wait until the next day and ask your higher self to attune you to Reiki 2. It is just as effective as me attuning you. There is no difference. There is no difference at all. So I want to make that clear. When I attune someone, there are certain things I do. So yes, I do a little bit more than that. And people often ask me, what do you do? How did you do that? Because I felt it so strongly. Well, I've combined many things that I've learned over the years. I studied alchemy for a little while, so I combine a lot of things that I learned. I also practice. I practice flowing energy, and so I have the ability to flow energy strongly. And because I've been working on myself for a while and my vibrations are high, I also have the ability to flow a higher amount of pure energy. So when I attune someone to anything, I first of all allow my higher self to do it, so I get out of the way of it. That's the first thing. I get out of the way of it and I ask my higher self to do it. So I say, higher self, please attune so and so to Reiki 1, 2, and Master. Then I ask my higher self to surround them in the violet flame. Then now visualization is very powerful. So that's the next thing that comes into play. The next thing I do is I visualize them being surrounded with a violet flame. Sometimes I'm guided to ground them. So often the people I attune, I actually do ground them. Sometimes I'm guided to clear and balance their chakras, and I'll do that. And I do this by visualizing it. Visualization is very strong, very powerful, and if you were going to do energy work, be a Reiki healer, you really need to practice and use your visualization skills. Visualize, the next thing I do is visualize energy coming down into the top of my head and down in through my heart chakra, and then I will usually visualize it either coming out of my heart chakra and going into the person, just white, pure energy, or I'll visualize it coming out of all of my chakras, or my sacral chakra, seat of the soul chakra, which is the most powerful chakra to flow energy from. I'll visualize it flowing out of my sacral chakra and going into their head, and literally visualize it filling them up and overflowing over them. So visualization is very, very powerful, and it's key. If you're not a good visualizer, don't worry about it. Just keep doing it. Keep trying. You will get better. Visualization is actually a skill. So if you're not good at it, practice it daily. Practice just simply visualizing. You can simply sit in any room and visualize, visualize another room. Visualize yourself walking into it and seeing the details of that room. Visualize the inside of your refrigerator. Visualize opening it, and try to visualize everything that's in it as it is. See how close you get. See how crisp and clear you can see it. So practice your visualization, because it's going to be key. Now, I said this video was about why you would want to become attuned to Reiki. There are many reasons. For me, initially, my reason for becoming attuned is because I had found out about the law of attraction because I read a book. And after reading the book, I realized that it was key for me to be able to flow high vibration positive energy. So my question was, okay, how can I flow more of that and a higher level of it? So I started searching for ways to do it. So I realized I need to raise my vibrations. I came across Reiki, and after reading about it, I realized, okay, I can use Reiki to help me permanently raise my vibrations. Now, I knew that I couldn't just simply get attuned to it, Reiki, and that was it. My vibrations would be permanently raised, like voila. I knew that wouldn't work. I knew that one, I could become attuned to Reiki, and two, through daily practice of something like prayer, decree, mantras, that if I did it faithfully daily, I would continue to permanently raise my vibrations. Because the key was, I didn't want something that would just temporarily raise my vibrations and then they would just go back down to where they were. And basically, if all you're doing is getting attuned to Reiki and not doing anything else, that is what's happening to you. At the time you get your attunement, your vibrations are raised, but if you do nothing to permanently raise your vibrations, they're going to go back down again to just where they were at. So understand that you do need to put a little bit of work into this. So one of the reasons is that you want to put out a higher vibrating energy so that you can, your practice with things like the law of attraction can be more effective. Of course, the other reason is maybe you have realized that you think that you're naturally good at flowing energy. That maybe you think that you're just a natural born energy healer. So this may be the reason why you may want to become attuned and get, and learn Reiki as a starting point for you. And I say starting point because I really do see the healing modality of Reiki as being a stepping stone, a starting point, somewhere where you can begin. Eventually, you're going to outgrow it. Eventually, you're going to grow and your skills are going to increase, your vibrations are going to increase, and before you know it, you're going to realize that you don't need to use that. You don't need to stay within that box, that you're going to be able to go outside of that because you've learned, you've grown, and you are a powerful energy worker because of the way you're able to flow and basically, in a way, control energy. And you're going to do a lot of this by your intent and your visualization skills and your practice with flowing energy. So this very much is something that you do need to practice, and you do need to get into practicing it on a daily basis. You need to do it faithfully. So those are two very good reasons to want to become attuned to Reiki. One, you want to become an energy worker, energy healer to help yourself and or others. And two, maybe you're into something like the law of attraction and you want it to be able to work more effectively for you. That's also an excellent reason. And then third, there are many people that their reason is curiosity. And you know what? That's fine. Because often we started out with curiosity about something and it has led us somewhere. So even if it's curiosity and that's all it is, that's a good enough reason. Who knows where it may take you? Who knows what you may end up discovering? And that in itself is a good enough reason. I hope this video was helpful to you. Feel free to read more. Check out my newest site, sherryspeaks.com. It's a membership site, but you can get a free subscription. And free subscription, you can read the blog posts, you can read my journal, and you can chat with others who are also into things like Reiki, law of attraction, psychic development, spiritual advancement, and of course my main site is sherryandrea.com, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you for listening and have a blessed day.